or 75, 69. Well, I'm a tax and everything. You know.
Dunkin' is primarily targeted or focused on coffee and donuts.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
The Smyrna Dunkin' Donuts is where I usually meet with folks over at Sarge Asbury Hahn Way. You know, my late friend that was killed in Iraq. Before we get started,
Hey, Mike.
just go ahead.
Yeah, could I just give like a quick shout out? I don't know if any customer or worker of theirs listens to WGNS, but can I just give a shout out to this company called Groove Life? You've probably heard of the Groove Ring. That's like the ring for like active people, where they don't like wearing like the metal rings and all that.
Oh, okay.
They make a whole bunch of other stuff. They make a wallet called the Groove Wallet. It's like a smart wallet. It's like this wallet I have, the Ridge wallet. It's very minimalistic. And then also, my neighbor actually, I put my car in the wrong area, but my neighbor actually, he ordered this belt from them called the Groove Belt.
Groove Belt, okay.
Yeah, he ordered a wrong size, so he came and knocked on my door and said, "Hey, do you want this belt?" I ordered a size too small, so sure, yeah, I'll try it on. And I'm wearing it right now. It's awesome.
The Groove Belt.
The Groove Belt.
Sounds kind of like far out groovy or something. Is it got anything to do with the 60s and 70s?
No. This is very modern.
Groove Belt. Okay,
Yeah,
I never heard of it.
Yeah, this thing is very
What
modern.
kind of wallets that you got? Hold that wallet up.
It's called the Ridge wallet.
Okay.
This sounds like I'm plugging stuff, but I'm not. I'm really not. I just want to give a shout out to this company. They are a Tennessee-based company, based out in Spring Hill.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Let me see. Man, this is kind of wild. All right.
Once again,
This
this
is like a piece of just a band over some credit cards. And
You
stuff.
never heard of a Ridge wallet?
I've never heard of this. No. I'm old school. I'm sorry.
Mike still
Where's your
has bell
cash?
bottoms.
Where's your cash?
I don't
Clip
carry
it on
any.
there. Yeah, well,
That's where you put your cash, right here.
yeah, you don't carry cash anymore.
And I got
or
one
if
of them-
you do, it has a clip-on thing.
I got one of them big wallets like
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I got one of
Seinfeld
those
with all the
too.
receipts. I finally cleaned them out to the day.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, I
I
just
wanted,
wanted.
It's like
I
a
wanted to
bank
get
rolls.
one of those. I want to get a Ridge wallet because I got one of those clunky, thick.
Is this
leatherback
just because
wallets
y'all are
too.
like anti-conformist or something?
No,
we just
Rebel
want.
against
I
the
hate
system.
carrying around my wallet.
We just
I hate it.
I just want something that's very compact and very. This is not an ad read.
Sounds like
Very
it.
efficient.
Then I got my other one. I got
Yeah.
like two wallets.
But yeah, no, I just want to give a shout out to this Tennessee-based company. Like I said, they're based out in Spring Hill. I was actually very surprised how local they were. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, reach out to them, see if they'll
Yeah.
sponsor you.
No, Jeremy's gonna show us the ad read check he gets after we go off air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, check out how much money I got.
But yeah, no, it's just want to give a quick shout out to a local company. So
Well, how's your work coming along? Everything good?
that's good.
Are you still working with Smyrna, right?
Yeah, whenever
Okay.
I can.
Yeah.
So,
Are they treating you good over there?
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. So you know how?
No,
Laughlin?
no, I don't know how.
You don't know how, yeah. You know, his son worked for me
Yeah.
for many years at my car business show. Good young man, Matt Lofton. Before we get started, I wanted to, a guy that I considered a mentor, Dan Miller. Many folks probably listen to the Dave Ramsey show, heard Dan on there. He had a career, he's a career coach, 48 Days to Work You Love, the book No More Mondays, several books, just a great guy. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And I called, left him a message because Marty Luffman's working on a new book, and Joel Lux, it's helping him, asked me, man, do you have any publishers, And I said, no. I said, let me reach out to Dan. I left Dan a message. I knew he had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and I just assumed he'd be around 5 months, 6 months, or a year. And I called him, and he didn't answer, and his daughter called me. She said, Mike, I don't guess you'd heard he had passed Sunday. But, I often talk about the power of a mentor, the power of mentors, and I remember I met this guy when I think I was 28, working at Nissan. Man, I was I don't want to say I was lost, but I was looking for direction. I wanted to start my own business, wanted to get out of Nissan, working night shift, and I was attending Christ Church in Nashville, Old Hooker Boulevard, and they were offering it was a Taekwondo class of all things, and I went. My little brother Matt started with me, and he was probably 22, And I remember meeting Dan. I said, hey, he said, I'm Dan Miller. And I said, oh, you're the Dan Miller on the radio. He done a radio show at this same time, but on WTN and Super Talk 99.7. And he said, you listen? He was shocked that I listened to the shows. Dan and Joanne Miller Career Link with Dan and Joy Miller. I'd listen to them every Sunday night just to get any wisdom, tidbits of nuggets of advice for career or entrepreneurship. Start my own business, and then he started doing this little meeting behind Christ Church. Christ Church is kind of like a mega church, and in fact, Dave Ramsey, I remember him coming to our Sunday school class some, and Dan was teaching like career things, kind of getting started, and I told him I'd been selling some cars on the internet, doing some things, working at Nissan. He said, "Man, you need to start your own business and follow your passion, and quit that job." And I was shocked because nobody told me at 27, 28. And Nissan was a good job. I mean, it still is today. Great benefits, and especially back then. And I wrote 3 books. He wrote my book forwards, every one of my book forwards. But he also bought, I think, 11, 12 cars from me. Man, you talk about a saint of a guy. I'm talking a servant's heart. And but you never know when it's our time to go. But that guy touched so many lives. I mean, hundreds, if not thousands of people with his advice. He wasn't one of these guys trying to make a bunch of money, make a buck all the time. I mean, he wanted to pay his bills. But I'd go see him at his house. He bought a home next door to his house out in Franklin. He's in the rural area near that Paytonsville Road, kind of in there, off 840. And I remember he was having a tough time with I guess it was the county on the permitting and all. And I talked to him about a year and a half ago, and I was asking him, "Hey, how's things going?" I knew he was having difficulty, and he had sold a place. It's the only time I heard him really ever get upset. He was really upset with government, all this excessive regulation and money he was having to pay for. They made him run, I think, a new water line beside the old water line. I mean, and then pull the old water line up. It's just ridiculous. And he was really upset about it. And he had told me he had just sold the property for $1.4 million. And I think he had bought a place in Florida. And I said, "Dan," I said, "You mad, ain't you?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm mad." I said, "Well, what'd you give that property?" So I gave $400 for it. And I said, "What'd you spend?" He said, "I spent $200,000. I said, "So you just made a $600,000 profit and you're mad?" And then he said, "Oh, it's like you have to shift your paradigm. Look at things a different way." But anyways, just hate to see him go. And, but we all need mentors in our life. And Dan is still, folks are looking for career advice, entrepreneur advice. You can still find Dan Miller, 48days.com. And got so many quotes and advice and videos out there. But anyways, I guess you call it life, don't we, Roger?
Yeah.
Man, everybody's been hit with somebody passing away or something,
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But just talking about business, I did that same thing back in '76. Right?
Yeah.
Made the
with your printing company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you kind of worried. I had kids back then.
Yeah.
And so did it 10 years. It was good, but it's kind of scary at first. Like, oh, man, I'm not going to eat if I don't work.
Oh, exactly.
But I ended up doing it 10 years and got, well.
You can't rely on government when you're in business for yourself. You know what I mean? It's feast or famine. You know? I think everybody elected, whether you're on the school board or alderman or wherever, needs to run a small business. Boy, you feel the pain. Because I tell you, most time when government makes a decision, it's not in your favor. I mean, it's like another mandate, more fees, more regulation, more taxes, and it's like, man, what am I doing? Cash for clunkers is what hurt me so bad. I mean, we got by, but it was rough. Tonight, we were going to talk about something that you're kind of familiar with.
Well, Monkey
It's
Woman
kind of
Bridge.
scary, yeah. So Monkey Woman Bridge.
And I can't believe Marty hadn't heard of it.
Well, I don't think he understood me when I said it.
Yeah. I was talking to him a little bit earlier, and I said, "Man, you need to chime in and get in on this story with me." But
What's it called?
Monkey Woman Bridge. It used to be on 1 Mile Lane over
Monkey
Off
Woman Bridge.
Amaville Road.
Okay, you've been at Cannonsboro. You ever been over there?
Yeah.
You seen that bridge you walk across? That
Yeah.
little metal bridge? That's it. They
That's
moved
the
that
bridge.
here.
Huh.
It was the first metal bridge or steel bridge in Rutherford County back in the day, and it went over Stewart's Creek, which runs right around Sam Davis' home.
Oh, okay.
But back in the day, you could kind of get you a date and go in there and get somebody to kind of hide out and
Man, people
little
get
bitty
shot
woman.
doing that. I couldn't imagine, man. Somebody come up like that.
You would be it. I mean, somebody had to be in on it so they wouldn't get shot. You know?
That'd be scary. Well, what did I know there's the Nelson Peebles Cemetery. You ever been over there? Right there off the old 1 mile lane off Almaville Road.
Yeah. No.
You ever seen that cemetery?
No,
Man, it dates way back.
I probably have, but like I said, didn't really, to be honest, probably never paid attention. But we're going to get to see the several cemeteries when we do the old Jefferson tour here at 24th.
Because the date got changed because of the weather.
Right, 24th of February at 10 o'clock that night.
10.
At 10. Yeah. And
Toby's coming out?
Yeah, oh yeah, same one, same
Toby
players,
Francis.
and like I said, hope it'll go well. And
We're still looking for a couple of
Carson-
side-by-sides. And
yeah, and Carson's coming in. He's
All right.
he just he's been putting a
flying
lot
in.
of things on. He's flying in. And
tell folks who Carson is.
that's my nephew. He does the old Jefferson memories. Everybody sees that on Facebook. Old Jefferson. That's my nephew. That's Faye, my older sister's boy.
Yeah. Because your family goes way back over there.
1855, I believe.
Y'all, so your family owned a bunch of land out there?
Yeah, and a little later on, where I was born or where I was raised, my granddaddy still had 320 acres over there.
Really?
Yeah, I pointed out to you, but back then the Creeches, I'm not sure how much land they actually had, but the cemetery where it was, is that well, I'm gonna say their bodies are probably still there, just the headstones are
Really?
moved.
Yeah.
Corps of Engineers.
Whereabouts?
He's called it Creeches Forward, that road. It's right there. When we get there to do the tour, we'll go right down to it, and right across the road is where the cemetery was.
Okay.
And that may be one of the things Toby will point out, but I'll actually...
And that's East Fork Boat Ramp.
Yeah, we're going to meet at East Fork that morning, and we're going to head out at 10. We're not going to gather at 10. We're going to head out at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So everybody try to get there a little bit early, and we may open that gate and pull on down to the... down in there, and
Well,
I'll
they'll-
have signs up. If it is, I'll put signs up.
Yeah.
People see it.
It's really fascinating, man. I mean, I don't think people really realize how much history is right here in Smyrna, Laverne, and Murfreesboro. I mean, we got the battlefield here and the courthouse, and
And then Sam Davis' home used to be considered Old Jefferson.
See,
up to
you
about
told me.
1878.
Yep, I never thought
Yeah.
about that, and that ties in to Samson Keeble, the
Right.
first black lawmaker out of out of the old
and that
Jefferson.
cemetery is out there somewhere. And maybe Toby can point it out to us or show us about it. But
Do
it's
you know
in that
where
area.
the
It's more
Keeble
more
house-
towards West Fork on around.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll go that far or not.
Well, the old plantation, my understanding, it was called Stony Lonesome. Stony Lonesome, right?
That I don't know.
That's what Toby'd always told me.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Most people know that their insurance can provide them with coverage for the many life's mishaps. But I can help you also unlock discounts, save money, and get benefits with Farmers Insurance policy perks. Whether we're discussing home or auto insurance, I am here to help you understand these great perks. Call me, Mark Lewis, at 615-625-7070 for a quote, and you can get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Not available in every state. Only available at select Farmers branded policies underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliates.
Dr. Automotive Auto Repair and Maintenance Mechanic Shop Garage provides car owners in Smyrna, Murfreesboro, Laverne, and the Middle Tennessee area with excellent auto repair services. Deep-rooted experience in serving both foreign and domestic automobiles allows for proper diagnosis in a timely manner. Check them out online at autorepairsmyrna.com, call them at 615-220-0971, or stop on in at 1205 Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna.
Hey Rutherford County, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now the security riddle of the day. What do big box, fake safes, face mask, and Joe Biden have in common? They don't work, and they promise things that isn't true. So don't get a Joe Biden level of security. Come down to the Safe House and see what a real safe looks like. Unlike most of the other safe dealers in the area, we have safes in stock, ready for delivery. And at the Safe House, gun safes are sales tax free. That's right, sales tax free. So drop by the store or go to NashvilleSafehouse.com. That's NashvilleSafehouse.com.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
Josh Moss with Affordable Heating and Cooling provides residential HVAC and duct cleaning services to the Middle Tennessee area. With more than 20 years of experience, Josh Moss and the AHC team provide 24/7 service and take care to ensure whatever work you need done is done in a professional, timely manner. Contact AHC at 615-745-1676. That's 615-745-1676. Or go to their website at affordableheatingandcoolingtn.com.
Hi, this is Allie Dowenhauer with Isaiah 117 House. Isaiah 117 House provides physical and emotional support for children awaiting foster care placement here in Rutherford County. We are changing the way foster care begins, and those kiddos are brought to our house to hang out and wait for a foster family, and they're given everything they need. We support foster children, DCS, and foster families here in Rutherford County. Visit us at www.isaiah117house.com or visit our Facebook page, Isaiah 117 House, Rutherford County.
Hey, we're back. Rutherford Magazine Show. I'm your host, Mike Sparks. Want to give a shout out to Commissioner Shanto Serino. Invited me to the Buddhist temple over here on the Lynchburg Highway. I met with some monks of all people last week, and they were some nicest guys, and got to hang out with them for a little while. And they had coffee and donuts and biscuits, and it was really, really interesting. And I asked them, they had some security up there. I was asking about it. They said, well, we've had some problems, with, break-ins or potential break-ins. And I was like a little surprised, like, wow, and then my wife, the last show, last weekend, I was driving back home after I left this show. And I said, my wife texted, hey, the Buddhist temple was damaged or vandalized. And I was like, I thought she meant that temple. And I was trying to call, but it was another temple, that they have up here in I think off of somewhere here in Murfreesboro, and they treated me so well, and just want to thank Commissioner Shanto Serino, Rutherford County Commissioner, for reaching out and inviting me over. But man, it just really bothered me to think that a church or a temple was vandalized.
They got another one, a little later on. They robbed another one.
Did they?
I think it's the Romanians or something like that going around town. It's going across the country. It does that. I mean, that's what
that just
makes
me sick, man.
Oh yeah.
Somebody needs an ass whipping over that. I'm serious. I mean, sorry, Bart. If Bart's listening, but I mean, that just really irritates me. That's just sad. Yeah. Man, back in the day, we wouldn't do that. That's just sad. Anyways, because they're such peaceful people. And that's what, picking on the littlest guy on the playground is what that is, You
ever been to I know you had Laotian food. You ever been to a Laotian wedding?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I went to one once.
I've been to a Kurdish wedding.
But it was, the food was, oh man.
Really? It's just sad that, here's some people that's so peaceful, and then, somebody goes in there and tries to rob and vandalize and all. It's just really sad. But they treated me really good, and I just was really sad. I seen it, and my wife was really upset about it. But thank you to the news that covered it, because the media is a good, it does help to help cover some of these problems and solutions. So if folks knew who these thugs are, turn them into the sheriff's department or the Murfreesboro City Police. Well, going back on the old Jefferson tour, a lot of folks don't know about the community, and it was there before Smyrna was once the county seat.
Oh yeah, it was county seat, like I think from around 1804 to 1811, and then they moved it up here to Murfreesboro. But that's the forks in the river. That was a big, where they do a lot of shipping and stuff. So
so they could only do that at certain time of the year.
Right, they had to wait till the water would rise.
So they would put I've seen where it's cut down. That's where Lee Victory's home was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's like a little, almost like a boat ramp. Yeah, and they would just put what do they call them?
barges or some type
like
of
little
barge.
barges or something
Yeah.
that they would float down to, so they could make it down to Nashville.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Had
but
you-
it
did
had
you-
to be a certain time of the
Yeah.
year.
But
years.
but it does seem like, because there's such shallow areas out there.
But the old blacksmith used to be a blacksmith shop. That ended up being the house that my mom was born in. She was born in Old Jefferson.
Really?
In
Yeah.
1936, and her grandparents and granny and all them all from there.
What part, if you're going down the road, which is the trail, which was
Yeah, right.
once the Trail of Tears too,
Right.
that's what makes it so significant historically speaking.
Yeah, by Stones River too.
Well, like the Ma Mullins store,
Yeah,
that was on the right, which would back up to the
river.
river.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the opposite side, right there at the corner, right there at the junction, we call it. That's where my
fork.
mom was born, right there at the corner. I'll
Really?
point it out when we're going to tour.
Okay. It's just hard to see, with all the.
Yeah, we get
all the
somebody like
brush.
Toby, and that's what people don't understand too. That's why you go certain times of the year. If you go in the summertime, you can't even walk through there. Mosquitoes
Really?
and
Ticks.
bushes. But this time of the year, the water is low, and you can get where things were at on the lake.
Yeah.
The water's low, and the vegetation and all the plants and stuff died out some. It gives you a better
Yeah.
idea. So that's why you go this time of the year.
You'll still see some foundations.
Oh
out
yeah,
there,
yeah, and the
like basements
buttercups,
or something.
buttercups, and
Yeah.
I think the old limestone big steps are out there where my great grandparents' house was.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, and Carson said he'd seen them or somebody.
Where was
seen
the
them.
church at?
It
Or was there a
it
few
was-
churches?
Yeah, there's one little Church of Christ, which I was named after the preacher there, and Old Jefferson Church of Christ right there. My dad was a deacon. I was named after Paul Rogers back then, and there was another. It was a African American church right on down the lane there, and on that same lane on Creech's Lane, and
Yeah.
and my aunt said she could walk down. They'd walk down the road at nighttime, be no lights on. They'd hear somebody playing the piano, and they'd take off
Really?
running. But Toby, they would sit out there and listen to the music and stuff. He said they loved it.
What do you mean? Like nobody was in the church and the music was playing?
No. When church was going on.
Oh, I
when
thought
church-
you meant there was like
Yeah.
music come from the church. Nobody's in there.
Yeah, but nobody.
Okay.
No. That's what my aunt name is. Nobody
that
in
right.
there. Somebody was in there either practicing or doing, but no lights would be on. They'd hear somebody playing the piano, and it'd scare them to death
okay.
at nighttime when they'd walk down the road there.
Yeah. Did y'all ever go camping out there or anything? I was just curious.
Yeah, over on right off Buckeye Bottom. We used to go there all the time. I mean, my dad's held on to a little bit of land there that he'd got a little bit later on, and held on it to about 1975 or 76. But we'd go camping.
Yeah.
Coy even come out there one time and wanted to run him off, but he showed up.
So Coy, God rest his soul. Coy Schrock passed away. It's your cousin.
No,
nephew.
it's my brother's brother-in-law.
Your brother's brother-in-law. You
my-
kin to everybody.
Well, there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Well, we camped out there a little bit back when I think I was in like the 9th or 10th grade or 8th grade or something.
At
what
Old
we call
Jefferson?
West Fork.
Yeah,
No, we
oh.
never made it across there because there wasn't no way to get over when we were
You
kids.
was on the Florence Road side.
We're Florence Road.
Gotcha.
A lot of folks remember if you kept going in the springs, it would turn into gravel, and then you go right or left, and you could go down. Well, that's Florence.
Yeah.
Didn't they find years ago there was a missing girl or something, and they found her in that car. She drove off that. You remember hearing about that? That was
Over
back
off
in the
of-
90s.
Off of Florence down in there? And that,
I think she drove off West Fork, and
it seems like a vaguely
she drove
do.
off. It was either in summer or the spring where the water was high, and then they spotted it when the water was down. I guess that
could have
following
very well
winter.
happened.
But I think that's happened to a few people.
I know a guy at Bridgestone. He was a maintenance man that did that. He was in a van. It happened to him.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot what his name was, Squeaky or something like that. But he was
Yeah.
old Bridgestone guy, maintenance. And I think that's what happened to him.
But you think if you drove out there at night, I mean, looking back, because I mean, a lot of younger people wouldn't remember that. But
Yeah.
I mean, you just drive right off into the river, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
right,
No
right.
guardrails or nothing.
You had nothing back then. You had to know where
Yeah.
you were going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to camp off of Buckeye Bottom Road right there at the end, and which bumped up to the government land, which is part of Old Jefferson. That's where we used to camp.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of nefarious things happening back then? You know what nefarious means, don't you?
No, but it sounds like it's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. And being around government, I've learned to use it. There's a lot of nefarious stuff going on sometimes. But there's just so much history over there.
Yeah.
And you think the Trail of Tears coming through there.
And thanks to Marty again for having that. He was responsible for that.
Oh, he cleaned that trail up.
I think he'd got some money to hire some guys, kids to do that.
You know, some of the things that Marty would share with me over the years, I thought he was making it up. Be honest with you.
This stuff. No, I know
it's real.
Yeah, no, he's not making it up. I can ask him a question. He knows if he don't know it exact, he's got a real good idea.
He started the first Christmas parade at Smyrna. I thought, right, and he really did.
Yeah. He'll tell you that I have to call him every now and then to make sure on something before I talk about it.
Give him a heads up.
Yeah, he'll give me a heads up to verify.
Well, he claims he's seen a ghost at Sam Davis' home.
He probably did.
Well, then, and you heard
my name called out twice.
Wow, it was a woman.
Yes.
Wow.
But here's the kicker. You think, oh, Roger, you're going crazy. Yeah, I probably am. But
well, you couldn't get out of my car. I gave you a ride. You couldn't get out.
Yeah, I'm used to.
Couldn't figure out the seatbelt.
Yeah, but first of all, I was sitting all the way to the floorboard. You need to get that fixed.
Lift the seat up a little bit.
Yeah, use a jack or
I
something.
didn't know what was wrong with you.
I look
well,
like
you're
4 foot tall in there, like
he rode.
like a little kid.
He rode with me.
You rode in it.
I was
No,
like,
I haven't.
I was like, man, what's wrong with
Go
you?
sit in it, try it out, and you know.
And
what
he
I'm
was
talking
like, I can't get the seatbelt loose, and he
about.
finally
I'm used
got
to
out.
driving, and it was on the left-hand side. I know, senior moment. I know, man.
Yeah.
I know, man. Hey,
How old fella are you?
I'll be 69 in May.
Really?
Oh,
May,
so
okay.
you start feeling sorry for me now. You know I'm old.
I felt sorry for myself. I turned 57 last week. But there is a lot of history out there.
Yeah, but hunters. My mom's dad was actually a hunter. Now I think it was 11 of them. It was 8 boys and 3 girls back in the day, and they were from the Sharp Springs area,
Really?
Lamar, in that area out in there.
Has there been any kind of I know y'all celebrated a reunion, Old Jefferson School. Is there any other reunion that goes on around Jefferson community?
That's the only one I'm aware of. But here's my big dream. When we used to go to Jefferson School, Jenny Williams, anybody that went to school there, we used to have a Winnie roasters at school, and they'd have I always thought if we get a bush hog where the old school was and have a big Winnie roast sometime. I just thought
so. The
be
school,
cool.
the school would be.
It's way on down this way towards. It's on the west side of where West Fort Bridge was.
It's back there by the
it's not
King's
even,
John's home.
Yes,
to the right
exactly,
of that.
yeah.
You can still see a little area cut out, right?
Right.
Was that the road?
It was a little. Yeah. Well, they did that later on, but it had a paved basketball court. They got that there before they closed it down.
So Jerry Short went to school over there too.
Mm-hmm. Jenny Williams, Steve King, Melinda Potts, she was a Melinda Graves in, which she was a king. Her mom was a king.
Okay.
And, Ernie
Johns,
Roy King. I mean, a lot of kings, and that's the same one that Oscar, was married to Ida King. That's the same one, Oscar, which is Sam's brother that, picked the body up when he was 16 when he got hung. That's the same king.
Sam Davis, the guy that
that's the
retrieved
same
his
king.
body.
They're all kin, kin through marriage like that. Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate, we did our big chili cook-off over there at Sam Davis' home, and we had a biggest crowd I ever had. Yeah, it was big. Is that when's the biggest crowd y'all had since?
I think that was
wow.
Not counting field trips and days on the farm, and we had 3,000 kids.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, it worked out so good. You were man, you're like militant. You're like telling people, hey, you got to go because if you were a timekeeper.
Well, to get we had 7 speakers, historical speakers. Okay,
Yeah.
it's different things, and you could only
we started it.
And we had the cream
11.
Right.
It was 11, okay.
But we had the cream of the crop of speakers. You know that.
Yeah, we have some good people.
And but some people could speak 3 days. Not tell you everything, but you have to kind of that's just the way it was to get everybody in so we could get through the night.
Paul Lamb talked about Seward Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Jenny Williams talked about Old
Garrett
Jefferson.
LeFew, he talked about the Masons, that the connection with Masons and Smyrna.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
Yeah.
Do y'all have that down on video anywhere? Archive?
The Batson. Herb.
Yeah,
he's got those out
right.
there. I'm just kind of ignorant.
Herb,
when it comes to
Herb videoed
downloading.
it, and I guess he's uploaded some of it on Facebook, right?
Right.
I think
right.
Jenny shared some of it.
Yeah, but he did. His last one he did was Mary Watkins.
Yeah, Mary.
And she did a great job.
Oh, Mary's a sweetheart.
She texted me, told me she was nervous, but
she always says that. She's president of African American Heritage Society. What meant a lot for me is for Mary and others to show up because the late Dr. George Smith, as you've heard me say, he was on y'all's board. He was the first African American physician to be allowed doctor privileges at the old Rutherford County Hospital. That's my understanding. And his last words to me, it was a chili cook-off fundraiser, and he said, "Sparks, I'm gonna get you a check." And I remember where we were walking on that sidewalk going into the new museum, and Frank Caperton called me probably 6 weeks later, maybe 2 months. He said, "Mike, Dr. Smith is cancer can't come back in the hospital." Then he called me. I was on the floor at the Tennessee General Assembly. And he says, "Man, he's only got a few hours." And we got to honor him. It's on YouTube. If somebody typed in Dr. George Smith, Mike Sparks, you'll see the video on YouTube. And man, you talk about he was just a great guy. But see, we're losing a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Bo Washington, I think Mary's sister Josephine, I believe she passed, and that's why it was so important to me that we've got all those folks be able to share their story.
Oh yeah, and we need younger ones to kind of start filling in.
But don't you think that young people aren't paying attention until they get older?
Yeah, it's like when I do tours. I mean, I'll do the older ones are all into it, and like Jeremy here.
Yeah.
Correct? Is that your name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah. Oh, he loves history. He's an outlier though. He's
but it's like him.
Yeah.
So he's big into it. But I can do tours. Maybe 1 out of 10 is really interested. Others are just to be there.
Yeah.
But you always get that one special. But I get field trips. High school kids is always at one's probably going to be really smart and start bringing. He's done his. Start asking me questions in front of everybody. Yeah, and trying to catch me.
Trying to throw you off.
And I'll be sitting there going, ooh, ooh,
quiet,
ooh,
man.
Yeah, there's been a couple of them kids at Stones River too. So,
well, I asked you at church today. There was a song somebody sent me. Aaron Duquette with the Congressional Term Limits Association. He's been on with me several times, and Aaron, I know he's very creative. So I was asking about music and different things for the show, and he sent me a song called "The River Runs Red" by the Steel Drivers.
Yep.
I had never heard of them, but he sent me another song that was real kind of political, kind of like that song that you like, the Rich Men Over Richmond.
Rich Men North of Richmond.
No, okay, I know that, and I like it too. But I mean, you're the one to point out to me, and it's about the Stones River battlefield.
Yeah.
The river runs red, and I thought, wow, that's really interesting. You know, you think, what was it, 13,400 Union boys? I mean, there's kids that lost their life, about 300 Confederate young men lost their lives. So roughly, 30,000 people, I mean, lost their life,
I mean, you see all this media about like the Civil War, and you see like all these older men fighting. It wasn't. It was young kids like me. Yeah. Kids younger
Vietnam,
than me.
We lost 58,300, and they were 22 to 23.
Yep.
I don't think that took me a while to let that sink in. You think about it, 58,000 22-year-olds never came home.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one over there. I did the Smyrna. Memorial Day. Me and Steve King did it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I remember y'all out there.
And
that was a good event.
We talked about our Brian Hercules said it's one of the
Brian,
best ones.
He was a good host. Well, he lost his nephew in Iraq, and that's I think that's one reason he's so passionate about this stuff.
But one Steve, he got digging into it. Steve was the one really doing the digging into, but our uncles didn't get back. His uncle got killed over in the Battle of the Bulls. Mine got killed in Normandy, and they're old Jefferson guys. That's where they were from. And they came back. It was 1949 before the bodies arrived, and they came back on the same train.
Really?
So it was kind of, but there was a guy on there I noticed from Vietnam era, Smyrna. Just one. He was on that plaque out there. I can't remember his name, but there was one out there that from Smyrna got killed in Vietnam.
Yeah. This was last year was a really tough year, politically. I mean, it's the worst I've ever seen it. Just chaos, confusion, and and man, I was just really down, and man, I was thinking, what am I doing? Why am I even doing this?
Man, you're good.
Antifa was in front of my house 4 years ago, at 4 a.m, and then they told me y'all are a target. I'm a target. I had some folks call me, said it was chatter, I guess, that they were up here, and I'm thinking, man, what is going on? And I tell you, I started thinking about my dad. World War II, he flew 24 bombing raids, and he would tell me, when those B-17s would go down, he said, we lost a lot of men died, and And I started thinking with those sacrifices of these young men and our forefathers, I don't think people today appreciate it. I don't think they understand it.
Yeah, my step granddad, he was one of them turrets, one of them guys in the
in the
really?
ball in the ball turret. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was not the place to be.
No, it
My
was
dad was
not.
a waist gunner. But I remember him telling me a story, but he told me this story 20 times, that they were in a firefight and the captain, radio back like, are y'all okay? And he heard the tail gunner say, Captain, they nicked me. And my dad had to go check on the guy because he was the waist gunner, in the center of the plane. And he went back there, and that guy had gotten shot. That was I don't know what size caliber it'd be, but in the shoulder, and that was a big round that hit him. He said, man, he was bleeding, and he said he didn't complain. My dad had to put compression on him, but he said that always stuck out. He was, Captain, they nicked me, but he never complained. That's an example of the greatest generation right there.
Yeah. Well, Mike, like yourself, older guys, and Jeremy here, we're going to keep history alive. And that's just the way it is.
Well, there's an effort, though, to erase a lot of things.
Well, that's just a handful. It's just usually the, it's not, if you really got everybody out there to put that, it'd be a handful. It's trying to make waves for everybody.
But it's sad that only a handful can it's like a little rudder can direct a giant ship,
I know.
That's why that event at Sam Davis Home meant so much to me, and I know it meant a lot to others, for having all the speakers there. And you could tell Toby gets so fired up because he was so eager, he wasn't even the right time slot.
I felt bad. I had to set him down.
You had to go correct him.
Yeah, it was somebody else speaking about Seward. He got up, started. I said, "Oh, Toby, it's not your time.
It's your time."
I said, "You got the knowledge." I said, "But you're going to have to hold off your turn."
Yeah.
But when it was time to him to do it, I said, "Well, we get on that tour. You let everybody know all this
Well, I
stuff."
appreciate your help and James Patterson with honoring Dr. Steve
Murphy.
Murphy.
Oh yeah, our board president. Yeah, and
Pettis Reed helping with that whole resolution.
yeah, it was, he was surprised, wasn't he? He had no.
He
had
wasn't
no
even dressed
idea.
up or nothing.
He was out there working. He was out there volunteering.
Tell that story. That's so cool.
Yeah, he was out there. Mike got the proclamation, volunteer of the year out there.
Yeah.
And anybody I asked, including our, director, Jenny Lamb, everybody I asked, everybody knew who it was.
Yeah.
Because when he's not at Belmont, he's.
And how much is he getting paid?
Nothing.
Zero.
It's all.
No, that's a hero right there.
Yeah, and he's also.
And he
a
had some other
beekeeper.
guys out there.
Yeah, they picked a day, do cleaning. There was trees, a lot of trees, we're arboretum and a lot of trees down there that's cutting limbs. Yeah. And I said, "Hey, we need you up here right quick." He came up, was all sweaty, dirty.
It was good.
He said, "Oh man, I wasn't ready for this."
He wasn't ready. That's what made it so good.
Yeah, but it was we really enjoyed it. But he's he just needs it.
I know y'all, and you probably don't want me going there, but y'all had a little bit of controversy with the dam situation.
Well,
and I think there was a few people upset.
Yeah,
over
if it was
that.
if it was in good shape and everything, but people hadn't been there in a while that was the ones complaining a little bit, and it was all washed out in there, and pieces of it broke. But the dam was built in 1939. That's not historic.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so people, I think people were in the impression it went back
when Sam was there. Yeah, none of them. None of them were there when it was built.
Well, I was telling that story, and I know I've shared it on the air many times when I was. Me and Kevin Babcock, some guys I went to school with, Kevin Babcock, Rod Roberts, we were on a raft, and we were like 8th grade. We went to jump that dam. We went over it, and we got hung up in that vortex.
Yeah.
And, man, I literally thought, uh-oh, I'm a goner. We're going to drown. And I was about to jump out of that raft, and all of a sudden, a guy showed up with a long stick and pulled us in. I told Toby that. Toby said, I found a long stick.
Probably.
He thinks it's the same stick that somebody laid out there in case that happens. Is that right?
Probably was.
Because the guy was real tall. I just remember, and I always thought that was my guardian angel. Because that dam was dangerous.
Yeah, we had 3 kayakers, 2 sons and a dad out there that about got it. And when I was there, I heard them screaming. I said, "Jenny, do you hear somebody?" She ran down there. And she said, "Man, they about drowned." And she one of the kids, whatever was going on down there, but people didn't believe that. It was just like, but it had bed springs. When they took it down, it had all kind of garbage under there. Man. But they said that.
How much did it affect the height of the water?
Like a half an inch.
No, at the backside.
Backside. Well, just
So
a
like
normal flow. What it would normally be about below, like a half an inch. But yeah, it's just very little. After
Well, I
it's all
remember when
said
we
and
went
done.
over it seemed like it was a 2-foot drop.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
we, like,
but
jumped.
well, it was a drop. I mean, yeah, behind there, it was probably a 2-foot drop, but right behind the
Okay.
dam. But once they took the dam out, the flow of it.
So
is
the
like,
downstream, it only measured up an inch.
Yeah, yeah, not even that much. And the fish, they said the aquatic life now is a lot better now. From the,
Yeah.
it's coming on up.
Yeah. Well, have you ever did a raft down? We got in Bailey Collins and came all the way down.
Well, there's a pipe across there on down the,
Down there back behind Davis Park.
I was talking to people at Smyrna
Back
about
behind
maybe
Smyrna High School.
kayaking down there, maybe or something. But you have to get out and walk over those
You
pipes.
do, yeah.
So that wouldn't be a good idea.
No, I remember the pipes being there. Well, again, for folks that's listening about the not Seward Air Force Base, Old Jefferson tour. Old Jefferson.
Yeah, yeah. You may give them another
The
rundown.
24th again.
24th of February, 10 o'clock, from 10 to about 1. And we're going to head out at 10 now. We're not going to gather at 10. And we'll probably park down there where the pumping station is, but I'll have signs up. It's at East Fork where we're going to meet at
Okay.
East Fork.
So
And,
try to park at the pumping station
if
at
we
the
got the
gate.
gate open and that, and just park up down that road, you don't have to walk all the way around the
Okay.
other area. That just save a lot of steps.
Yeah, yeah. I think we've got a caller. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Hey, Roger.
Hey, what do you say, Marty?
Hey, Marty, how you doing?
No, I don't say much of nothing. How y'all doing? It's a good show tonight. I'm really enjoying that.
Well, you going to come out for that tour?
Yeah. I mean, if it's not raining and stuff like that, but yeah, I'll be there, buddy, with my golf cart.
Yes, we need to get that thing out. Hopefully, some people will bring some others out to help some folks. A lot of these folks are getting older, to carry them out there on that tour.
Include me.
Yeah.
Well, Marty, you're getting around a little better, ain't you?
Oh, yeah, Mike. You know I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the video the other day. You had Marty where you stood up and doing your arms left and right and all that, taking some steps. I thought that's pretty cool, man. You're coming right along.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It kind of blew my physical therapist away. We've been working on that for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I had not been able to get the balance. I just couldn't do the balance at all.
Oh, who is that? Who is that lady?
Blue sky.
Yeah, you sure had it then, though.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, what's her last name?
Allen, A-L-L-E-N.
Yes, you've bragged on her. She's rehabilitation therapist in Smyrna, correct?
Oh, yeah. She's unbelievable.
Now
But she's got so much, so many degrees and spinal cord injuries. It's unreal. She's phenomenal. It really was a blessing for me when I met her, girl.
Yes.
Good, man.
So you plan on driving here pretty soon, aren't you, Marty?
Oh, yeah. I'm practicing with my golf cart now.
Really? That's good.
Well, we plan on next year we'll have another tour. You're going to be walking it.
That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Part of it anyway. You probably passed me.
Roger, Jennifer told me that in just a few months, it won't be that much longer, I'll be walking with a cane.
Oh, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. It really is. I've been following you on that, and I can see the progression as as you're getting better and better. And then a lot of work, but you're doing it.
Well, Marty, you talk about the. Tell us a little.
This I want to give a shout out.
Go ahead.
Because my caretakers work with me every morning. Sepna's here with me right now. Can I give Sepna a shout out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyhow, they get me up every morning, get me cleaned up, and then we practice walking. I can walk across the room. I'm getting out of the bed by myself now. The whole 9 yards. I'm making some progress. Considering the fact that they said I was going to die, I think I've come a ways.
Amen. Amen. Hey, Marty, can you stay on the line? We're going to hit a commercial break real quick.
Okay, or I can call you back. Either one that make any difference.
Whatever you want to do. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Most people know that their insurance can provide them with coverage for the many life's mishaps, but I can help you also unlock discounts, save money, and get benefits with Farmers Insurance policy perks. Whether we're discussing home or auto insurance, I am here to help you understand these great perks. Call me, Mark Lewis, at 615-625-7070 for a quote, and you can get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Not available in every state. Only available select Farmers branded policies underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate.
Mike and Felicia Sparks, owner of the Vanity Zone Salon, want to invite you to stop in for your next haircut or color. Their stylists Michelle, Tori, Tracy, Brandy, Sarah, and Gail offer the best creative cuts and color for all ages, for men and women. The Vanity Zone is located at 732 Nissan Drive in Smyrna, to the right of the Crystals Restaurant. To look and feel your best, visit the Vanity Zone Salon today. Call 615-355-1721 to book your next appointment.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale Store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
Josh Moss with Affordable Heating and Cooling provides residential HVAC and duct cleaning services to the Middle Tennessee area. With more than 20 years of experience, Josh Moss and the AHC team provide 24/7 service and take care to ensure whatever work you need done is done in a professional, timely manner. Contact AHC at 615-745-1676. That's 615-745-1676. Or go to their website at affordableheatingandcoolingtn.com.
All right, you're back. Back with Magnet Show. I'm your host, Mike Sparks. I see Angela Bingham in the house. Hey, Angela, how you doing? Wave at me, girl. Don't act like you don't know me. Wave at me. Hey, girl. Hey, she's so sweet. Y'all stay tuned for Angela. You know, we had the ceremony over at the courthouse for it was Enslaved People's Monument. And many thanks to County Commissioner Mayor Joe Carr and Pettis Reed and others for assisting with all that. And I was one of the guest speakers, and I was thinking, okay, what am I going to say? And I was going to talk about Amazing Grace. You know, it's written by a slave ship captain, kind of tied into my bill, Amazing Grace, official state hymn of Tennessee. And all of a sudden, this lady bellows out a beautiful hymn called Amazing Grace, and she starts telling the story. Angela, was that not awesome? It was awesome, man. I'm going to tell you what, it was really good. So thank you for Angela. Y'all stay tuned for her show. You're talking about it's going to open back up. You wanted to get that on there.
You know, we've been closed the tours over at Sam Davis' home for a month of January. So February the 1st, which is Thursday, we'll open back up for tours from 10 to 4, Monday through Saturday. But February 1st.
And you're always looking for volunteers.
Yeah, it just depends, you know. Yeah. It depends. When events come up like ghost tours and things like that, we always need them, you know, and we do need them, but it's certain events.
Yeah.
And we have at Tennessee Promise, I think. Some of the kids are involved with
do that.
The high school kids will do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I forgot to tell you on this tour we're going to do at Old Jefferson. I don't know if you know it or not, but I actually contacted your son because he did a little video.
Yeah.
Out there, Connor, and I sent him an email about video on our tour. Yeah. You know, so I don't know if you've said anything to him about it.
Oh, I was gonna let you contact Peyton, my son Peyton. He's got Sparks. He's got some skills. You know, he's got one of them 360 cameras.
Peyton. Did you name him after Peyton Manning by chance?
No, my wife named him Peyton. I don't know. I just let
Walter
her do
Payton? Named after Walter Payton?
She didn't want. I want to name my oldest boy. What was it? It was going to be called IROC Drake.
What's your oldest boy?
Preston. Michael Preston.
Okay.
He goes by Preston.
Okay. Then, like I said, but anyway, like I said, I actually contacted him about coming out there, and there's going to be other people videoing, but he's going to be the one. It's going to be our. Well, if I can get him out there.
If he's listening, I don't know if he listens. If Peyton's listening, hopefully he'll interview Toby.
He'll catch his email if he's like me, or like you had 400-something emails one day you didn't answer. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jeremy, if you get a hold to him, tell him if he's interested, let me know so we can.
Well, it's important to capture that. You know, I've got Ernie Johns on video and Toby and Ernie. Ernie's since passed away. He's our county historian. And, you know, from some of the old shows, if you go to YouTube, type in WGNS Ernie Johns, you'll see it. And Ernie, you could see he was still hurt over the Corps of Engineers taking their property.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people, you know, a lot of the, like us, we are. It's just the older ones that still remembers, it's been out there, was raised out there. You know, it affected our parents, what it boiled down to, but still,
it's
their
really,
kids,
it's
it
really
affected
sad.
all of us. You know, it really.
You know, I'm just amazed that the stories really haven't been told out there much.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and like I said, man, but we're trying to keep it alive, doing the tour and trying to keep it alive.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Marty gets out there and helps us. And
oh yeah, he's a really good ambassador. He knows quite a bit about it. So when he gets walking around a little bit,
he's working on a new book. You know.
Oh, really?
I don't know what the name of it's going to be. I mean,
Roger, the tour guide at Sam Davis.
No, his book. I don't know what they're calling his book. I don't know if Marty's still on the line.
Sounds like a New York
He's
bestseller.
out there. I don't know what they're gonna call it. You know, Marty's a wild cat.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
oh yeah.
Especially back in the day.
Yeah, but he's you know, I always, you know, he knows a little bit about everything. He really, honestly, does, because I do ask him. He'll tell you that.
You know, he built that building on Nissan Drive over there at 33 years of age.
Oh, the where his office
The
is?
State Farm building,
Oh,
right there
really?
by Waffle House.
Oh.
You know, I mean, back then nobody built. I mean, there was nothing there except that was an old gas station. Well, no, it was a garage, wasn't it? Where Quicksack is.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I probably did his calendars for him. I used to do State Farm calendars. I did it 1 year.
Did you?
Yeah, the little red table calendars for the agents back in the day.
Yeah.
Probably did Marty. Didn't know him then, but I probably did it.
Yeah, I knew him. I told you he run me off from his insurance company when I was 17.
Marty, I'll have to talk to you about that.
I was hurt over. I was butthurt for years. That's where forgiveness comes in. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, forgiveness is a powerful tool.
Yeah.
I had to, you know, Justin Jones. We got the new representative, and Justin got mad at somebody the other day. He sits behind me, and I was like, Justin, man, you got to chill. You know, you can't. Get. He's like, well, that guy was talking about me on Twitter. So, man, you can't worry about what people say about you on Twitter. If I worry about what everybody said, I'd be in the floor, in the fetal position, sucking my thumb or something.
Like Coach Rake said,
You know.
remember those saying, if you get into politics, 50%'s going to like you.
Oh, he told me
50%
that.
Are not going to like you.
No,
So that's just the way it goes.
well, you know what touched me at the whole event that we did, and God bless you for your help, Roger. We did the prayer meeting, and that was Mark Lewis' prayer event with Hope Fellowship, and Mark planned it all out. You know, I
am
didn't
going
have
to come to some of those meetings. I just couldn't come yesterday, but I am going to come to some of them.
Well,
I really
you a
am.
believer or you an atheist?
Of course.
You a believer? Okay. I didn't know. You know what I mean? Hey, but anyways, but you know what touched me? We had a good crowd of guys out there, and I seen this older man walking up with the walker down that sidewalk, and I thought, who is that? And I thought, that's Mr. Rakes. Now, man, that almost got to me.
Oh, when we had our the prayer meeting over, and he came back later on, ate some barbecue. Chili, didn't he?
Did he come back? Well, I know Terry Fan, who's our new judge, come out there to judge it. But you know what? One of the themes we talk about at Men of Hope is the fatherless.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't talk about that. Yeah. And I remember, you know, he busted my tail a few times back in high school, and I've shared this story, that he come up to me in the hall and put his arm around me, and he said, Sparks, I've always heard you're a very polite young man. Well, that's called words of affirmation. I mean, all that did was reinforce I was going to be polite, you know, and we need that kind of stuff in our culture. I think that's one reason we're seeing all this crime and juvenile problems.
And there's a guy, it's one of our vendors who comes to some of our events. I can't think of his name. The hot dog guy's his name is his vendor. He does that. And he said that Coach Rakes bought him a suit one time.
Bought him a suit? Wow.
Sure did. Yeah, but I always respected it. I always
you
loved
think
Coach
of how many
Rakes.
teachers.
I'd followed all the ball games, football and everything. So I didn't get pedal like you did, Mike. I always respected Coach Rakes.
Well, I respect
Mr.
him.
Rakes.
I really respect him after he busted my tail.
I had Mac,
times.
you know, but I mean,
I heard stories about him.
Coach Mr. Rakes was our.
Yeah. I think we got a caller. Caller, go ahead.
Hi, it's Marty.
You back? Okay. Hey, did you hear us talking about Mr. Rakes busting people's tails back in the day? What do you think about paddling? Did you ever get paddled?
I think you deserved it, Mike.
Well, I did. It done me good.
I don't think every time he paddles your ass, you deserve it.
Watch it. We're on FCC guidelines here, man.
That's twice.
I know. Well,
he's getting you back by the insurance.
Bart's
not getting insurance
listening.
a little earlier.
No, we do have a lawmaker trying to ban paddling. It's not a member of my party. You know, I think it's good. Done me some good. I think it done a lot of young men and even women some. You know, he even paddled my wife. My wife come back.
What was her maiden name?
Smith. One of them common names.
Well,
Thomas.
I know when I was in school, they wanted to pedal me a couple of times, but I was a negotiator.
That's when it all
Worked it
started,
all
didn't it, Marty?
There wasn't no negotiating, Mr. Rakes. Now, one thing about him.
Sepna's fixing to leave. Will y'all think about accepting for me?
Hey, see you, Sepna.
Yeah. See ya.
See you. Thank you for all you do, hon. Be good. You know, one thing about Mr. Rakes, if there was a straw wrapper or a piece of paper, and if it was 100 feet away, he'd walk all the way out there and get it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, we need to. When there's some good principals out there, there's no doubt. But
And he came to our 50th reunion, senior, our 50th school reunion, class reunion.
he came. Well, he was at mine. I sat with him.
Yeah, and yeah, and he it was his birthday the next day. And they
Was
had a
it?
big cake for him. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, he told some stories. He got paddled by Mr. Mack. He tell
I
you that
heard
one?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he told us that story. He got a paddling.
Well, he had. I offered him $1,000 for his paddle. He wouldn't take it.
Really?
He wouldn't. I offered him. I said, "I'll give you $1,000 for that paddle." He wants to put it in a museum or something. But
Stick it in the trophy case right when you
well, I
walk
think
into high
that's what
school.
they're. Hopefully they will. But today's wokeness, they'll be banning paddles or something.
Didn't he also attend a few services at Parkway once?
Oh, he
Or a
came.
couple
Yeah, he
times?
sat back here with me.
Yeah.
Good point. You mentioned that. Yeah, I don't know where he's attending that now.
Yeah.
Just a great guy.
But that was really cool over at that Sam Davis home that day. He showed up, wasn't he?
Oh,
Like
it
a rock
really
star,
was.
wasn't it?
Man, everybody loved that
everybody coming in. That was like you got your
That was
picture
a
made
good
with
prayer
him.
service.
We
How come
called
you
him-
didn't come in there? You hung out at the front. You didn't even come back
I had
there.
stuff I had to do, man. I was getting stuff ready, getting Toby's speech ready and everything. No,
did you?
I was over. I
It was
did have things
it was
to
a
do.
good event. We had about
I listened
30
to it.
guys.
I did listen to
Let's
it.
do it again sometime.
Yeah.
What do we got to do to get another prayer
Well,
service?
I
going
have
over
to.
there?
Sometime I have to, get with our director, Jenny Lamb.
Yeah. Let's do it. Marty, we'll give you the final word. Go ahead.
I don't need a final word, man. I just feel so blessed, so fortunate to be amongst good people, good friends, and walking.
Yes. Well, hopefully we'll be praying for you, brother. We'll catch up with you. Okay.
All right. See you, Marty.
Take care. Thank y'all. We'll talk to you next week.